Hello students, hope you are well and working hard to achieve your goals. So in the chapter business risk, yesterday we had discussed the types of business risk. So today we will discuss our next topic, that is methods of managing risk in business. So first of all we will discuss some key terms that today we are using. So first one is shares. An example of share is when you are entitled to half of a property. So, share is a portion of something to which you are entitled or for which you are responsible. Next one is underwriting. So, for example, a person has a job to sell all the shares of the company, but in case of unsold shares, he is responsible to buy those shares individually, and in return, he gets commission or salary for this purpose. Likewise, next is underwriter. So, a bank or an individual or a company or other financial institution that pledges to buy all the unsold shares is called underwriter. Means underwriting is the process of selling all the shares of the companies is called underwriting. Next one is insurance. So when you save money in case you lose your job and are out of work, this is an example of insurance in case you lose your job. Likewise, in a fast food restaurant needs a policy that covers damage or injury that occurs as a result of cooking in that business. So, insurance means an individual pays money in small amounts to insurance company, may be related to health, life or accident, and in future if any uncertainty occur, then insurance company is liable to pay that damage. Next one is subcontracting. So for example, a building contractor may engage some contractors for electric wiring, plumbing, glasses, timber, cement or bricks. Likewise, in a businessman needs subcontractors or experts like accountant, manager, worker, supplier or seller for smooth running of business activities. So we can say that subcontracting means use of expert services to produce something in business. Next one is hedging. Suppose a company makes contract today to purchase a machinery at price 1 lakh, but delivery of machinery takes place after 3 months and price is also paid at that time. So after 3 months the price of machinery increases up to 1,20,000, but a company pays 1 lakh rupees, that is decided before. So, buying and selling for future delivery is called hedging. So, now we will discuss the methods of managing risk. So, there are 5 methods that helps to manage the risk in the business. So, first one is avoiding risk, second preventing risk, third one is shifting risk, fourth assuming risk, and the last one is dividing risk. So, first of all we will discuss our first risk or first method of managing risk, that is avoiding risk. So for instance, a confectioner may use coal instead of gas in manufacture of sweets. Likewise, a company shut down a construction site in bad weather to avoid risk that someone will get hurt. So these are some examples of avoiding risk. So a businessman can avoid some of the risk by not being involved in the action that give rise to risk. A person or an enterprise may refuse to assume a risk that when potential results or gains are not considered worth to the risk. But avoiding risk is a negative device of handling risk. It may not always be practicable, especially when no alternative exists. So many risks are inherent in business and it is not possible to avoid them. So next method is preventing risk. For example, use of fire extinguishers in business areas or in factories, providing training to employees and workers relating to the work they are doing in the business. So, the action to reduce the frequency of risk may be taken by an individual business enterprise or by several competing businesses or by government is called prevention of risk. So, there are main techniques that are used to reduce the business risk or that helps to prevent the risk, that are as follows. So first one is forecasting and marketing research, second is the research, third one is credit screening and control, Fourth one is safety programs. Fifth is training of employees, and the last one is government regulations. So first one is forecasting and marketing research. For example, research provides information regarding changing prices, products, distribution channels, and taste and preferences of the customers in the market. Like for example, now the customer wants more western dresses as compared to the traditional ones. So this information we can get by the marketing research. So efficient marketing planning helps in reducing risk of overproduction, wrong products, defective distribution policy, etc. Next one is research. For example, usage of laptops in place of computers. So through continuous research, a business can reduce the risk of technological obsolescence. It can produce new products in the market as according to the demand of the customers. Next one is credit screening and control. So careful screening of customers and prompt collection of outstanding debts are useful in reducing the risk through bad debts. Next one is safety programs. For example, firefighting and sprinkler system can be used to prevent damage through fire. Likewise, alarms, night watchmen and safety vaults are employed to reduce possibility of theft or shoplifting. Likewise, cold storage or refrigeration is helpful in the preservation of perishable products. Similarly, medical care facilities, adequate lighting, covering of damaged floor are safety programs that can help to reduce accidents in the business areas. Next is training of employees. So it helps to reduce the incidence of industrial accidents and spoilage of the products. Last one is government regulations. So the government may impose like import duty, excise duty or some taxes to protect domestic country from foreign competition. That helps for prevention of risk for the business areas. So third method of reducing the risk is shifting risk. So many business risks cannot be avoided or reduced, but they can be transferred to others who are more willing to bear the risk. So the following methods are employed by the businessman to transfer or shift the risk, like hedging, underwriting and subcontracting. So first one is hedging. Suppose a company makes contract today to purchase a machinery at price 1 lakh. But delivery of machinery takes place after 3 months and price is also paid at that time. So after 3 months the price of machinery increases up to 1,20,000, but a company pays 1 lakh rupees that is decided before. Likewise, another example of hedging is insurance. As people takes life insurance or health insurance so that the risk of their life shifts to the insurance company with small payments at present. So buying and selling for future delivery is an important method of shifting the possibility of uncertainty on account of price fluctuations during the time gap between the purchase and sale of a commodity. Next method of shifting risk is underwriting. So there is a person called underwriter who may be a bank or financial institution or a company who purchase the company's shares and sell it into the market. If the shares are not fully sold, then the underwriter has to purchase those shares individually. So for this purpose, underwriter gets commission or salary from the company. Next one is subcontracting. So for example, a building contractor may engage subcontractors for electric wiring, plumbing, glassing, timber, cement or bricks. These subcontracts help not only in shifting the risk but also in bringing the benefit of the expert knowledge of the subcontractors. So next is assuming risk. For example, someone who goes skiing assumes the risk that they will fall or break a bone and cannot sue the ski resort for an injury. Likewise, if a company produces new product, they may assume risk of people may or may not like the product. Likewise, use of obsolete technology for the production of the goods, greater absenteeism of employees in the business. So these are some types of risk that are assumed by the businessman in the business. So risk is assumed when no positive step is taken to avoid, reduce, or transfer the risk. So every businessman has to decide the risk which he will assume depending upon his ability. A funds may also be created within the business to bear the risk successfully. Next one is dividing risk. So dividing or sharing is an important method of handling the business risk. So there are two main methods that are used for dividing the risk. First one is company form of organization and second is insurance. So in the company form of organization, large number of persons are included to share the profits and losses equally. Next is insurance. So a large number of persons are pooled and funds are created, means money are taken by all the persons that are included in the insurance, which is utilized to compensate the very few people that actually suffer that damage or suffer the uncertainty. So these are some methods that are used in the business to manage the risk in the business areas. So now you have to write the question answers. So your question is, explain various methods of handling the business risk. So go through the various links so that you can get a help and write the answer of this question.